This broadcast is a presentation of Wcxo Sports. Wcxo Sports, since 1999, the sports voice of the Carlisle Indians, the Central Cougars, the Mater Dei Knights, and the Westland Warriors, presents Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7. Talkin' Sports is powered by Hoffman Supermarket, the only choice for quality meats and friendly service. Talkin' Sports is brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City and Hoyleton. Diane Chevrolet in Trenton. McKendree University in Lebanon. Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department in Hoffman. Seaver Brothers in Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers, with locations in Breeze and Highland, and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Here's the host of Talkin' Sports, Rip Nottmeyer.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Talkin' Sports. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio. It's the midweek edition already. Here's what's ahead on tonight's edition. We're going to talk some softball with McKendree Bearcats coach Ashley Fleming. We finally hook up with her. Hey, some of the locals should be playing tonight, huh? Baseball, softball, on the track, whatever, soccer. Good news for a change. Much needed. And later on, it's off to baseball on the pro side with Gateway Grizzlies manager Phil Warren. Plus, as always, on a Wednesday, we have the Easy and Travel Sports Flashback. And tonight, well, it's a nearly instant flashback with college basketball's Tom Michael from just 2 nights ago. But right now, it's scores and stuff. And that is brought to you by Isaac Auto Body in Carlisle. Be sure and look them up for 24-hour towing and collision repair. Paul Lusk. We'll start there. He's back. More good news for an area guy. The former Missouri State head coach has been named an assistant coach at Creighton University. He joins Preston Murphy and Alan Huss as Creighton assistant coaches, and Paul replaces Darian DeVray on the Blue Jays staff. He was named head coach at Drake about 6 or 7 days ago. Of course, Paul spent 7 seasons at Mo State. He won 105 games and advanced the Bears to the Arch Madness semis in 2014 and 17. This last year, 18 and 15. That was the overall. They were picked to win the conference. That didn't happen. And anyway, Paul was lost via Springfield Mo, but he's wound up at a heck of a place in Creighton. It's all about basketball in the town of Omaha. And with Coach Greg McDermott on top of that, that's good stuff. Of course, Dana Ford has taken over already as the new coach of the Missouri State basketball Bears. So those rumors were floating from every which direction for Paulie, and he settled in Omaha, Nebraska. The championship game Monday, it was, unless you're a diehard Villanova fan or just, it was a dud. Man, it was a sleeper. 2 out of the 3 games were, as it turned out, Final Four Saturday and also Monday night. Dante DiVincenzo, he came off the pines and scored 31 for the Villanova Wildcats, and it was another blowout, this time 79-62, but quite a game from him. Nova, they won all 6 games by double digits over this tournament run. Michigan State also did that in 2000, Duke a year later, in North Carolina in 2009. 31 for DiVincenzo. Unbelievable. So the Wildcats are the national champs for the second time in 3 years. Off the court, Jalen Brunson, we never did mention this. He is the player of the year according to the AP, and he outpointed Trae Young of Oklahoma. Also DeAndre Ayton of Arizona and Duke freshman Marvin Bagley. Young's going pro, Ayton's going pro, Bagley to 3 is going pro, and it's about time for Brunson, I suppose. And Virginia coach Tony Bennett was named the AP Coach of the Year, even though they flopped in the first round to University of Maryland, Baltimore County by 20. Hey, it happens. While we're on basketball, the Arizona Board of Regents will vote yet this week sometime were running out, whether or not to add language to still coach Sean Miller's contract, which would require him to return $1 million if he's charged with a crime or found guilty of major NCAA violations. We got the NBA honing in on him, the FBI, and all that stuff. That amendment, by the way, would be in addition to a clause in Miller's current contract, which would require him to return $300,000 and any bonuses if he's found guilty of anything. He earned about $2.6 million or so this season. He has a 247-73 record in 9 years at Arizona. The Wildcats won their 5th Pac-12 regular season championship, and then they were thwarted by Buffalo in the first round of the NCAA. What is going to happen with that probe and many more? I mean, a lot. We could see one big domino effect. The NBA, of course, carries on. I don't know, man. The Raptors, and actually I'm all for them, the Toronto Raptors, but they're struggling against those Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland teed them up again last night. So the Hall of Fame doors will open to basketball. As the dumbest Hall of Fame. I mean, it's not. They don't have a pro. Everything's mixed in, guys, gals, so forth. But anyway, Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, and Grant Hill are among the 13-member class that will be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in September. Hill, for instance, he didn't fare too well in the NBA, mostly because of injuries. He's going in from his college doings, but still. Ray Allen's also entering. Maurice Cheeks, Tina Thompson, Coach Lefty Drysdale, Charlie Scott. Oh, great name there. An exec named Rick Welts. Rod Thorne, and several others here who are they? The Cardinals are in Milwaukee for the wrap of their 3-game series with the Brew Crew. Tonight at 6:40, the first pitch will be thrown by Chacin against, when the Cardinals take the field, it'll be Clown Carlos. Of course, he was an absolute. Yeah, he's a nutcase, and he waffled. He was awful in his game 1 start. So the Cardinals need a lot more out of Clown Carlos tonight. The Redbirds blew it last night. Oh, did they blow it? Right-hander rookie Jack Flaherty. He was more than good enough. He went 5. He fanned 9. Got a lot with that slider, and he walked only 1. But the Cardinals bullpen, you got to have those. You got to have 3, 4, 5 guys to finish up a game. Anyway, they couldn't hold on. Dominic Leone served up back-to-back jacks with 2 out in the 9th. He grooved them to Christian Yelich and Ryan Braun. So the Brew Crew came back from an improbable, looked like a defeat, and they won it 5-4. The Cardinals led off with 2 home runs, and the Brewers closed it with 2. The Redbirds opened their home campaign against the hot Arizona Diamondbacks tomorrow night at 6:15, and suddenly Wayno's okay. At least he says he's okay. So Flaherty has been sent down. I guess suppose we'll see a lot of that too. But Wayno's going to go tomorrow night against Robbie Ray of Arizona. Outfielder Harrison Bader is with the Cardinals. He got an AB last night. He took over for Jed Jerko as far as a roster position goes. Jerko, let's see, he has the right hamstring strain. Wainwright had that. Luke Gregerson. All 3 of those went out with hammy injuries. I don't know about this training stuff. Newly signed closer Greg Holland will pitch in relief for Class A Palm Beach tomorrow, and he's scheduled to do so again on Saturday. If both of those go well, Holland's likely to join the Cardinals next week when they meet the Milwaukee Brewers at home. Lots of day baseball. The Braves thumped Washington and Max Scherzer 7-1. It was the Mets over Philly 4-2. Familia with his 3rd save. The D-backs did win. They shut out the Dodgers 3-0. 3 pitchers combined for a 1-hitter. Arizona, yeah, they're doing pretty good. Looking good indeed at 5-1. The Yankees won today. They whipped Tampa Bay 7-2, and Stanton homered for the Yankees, so I suppose he got cheered. He got booed yesterday after fanning 5 times. 5 times he struck out. It was the Astros in the win column. Another time, they're 6 down, up and only 1 down. Josh Reddick had 3 hits, and the Angels and Cleveland are still playing on the left coast. Shohei Ohtani has hit another home run, and that's where we go now, because Shohei hit his first Major League home run in his first at-bat, and took a curtain call last night. He had a 3-run bomb, and the Angels were out of Cleveland. He's the first player now since the American League adopted the designated hitter in 1973 to start a game in a season as a pitcher and homer in another game as a DH. Things are going well. This is going to be a fun story to follow. Last night he went 3 for 4, 3 ribbies and 2 runs scored. He'll pitch against the A's on Sunday. He's already 1-0 on the mound after winning his opener against the Oakland A's last Sunday. Shohei Ohtani. Didi Gregorius was the main star in that Yankees rout yesterday. I told you about Stanton fanning 5 times, but this kid can play, man, and he had a career-high 8 RBIs yesterday. He had a 3-run homer, and will he make him forget about I don't suppose, but he's been really good the last 2 years. Charlie Blackmon is staying in the Rockies and with the Colorado Rockies too through at least 2021. There are some options there. Kyle Loesch has been signed to a minor league deal by the Rangers. Yeah, I know Lance Lynn was pretty rotten the other day, but he'll get another crack. And Avis's Trevor Richards, as late as this afternoon, I saw where he's going to get his next turn in the rotation Sunday now against the Phillies at Philadelphia. He left a pretty good mark in his big league debut against the Red Sox Monday night. Went into the 5th inning. He struck out 5. He allowed 8 hits. The first 3 innings, he zeroed the Red Sox, and then they came back and pounded him a bit. But his first start is in his debut there. All in all, I think things went okay. So the best again. Man, we had a lot of responses to my post on Facebook and Twitter about Trevor. And same thing with Paul, so appreciate those, and I know they do as well. The Blues playoff drive continues tonight when they battle the Blackhawks at Scottrade. That's a 7 o'clock puck drop. Chicago's out of it. They've been out of it for a long time. They'd like nothing better than to baffle the Cardinals over the next. They play them again Friday. The Cardinals, the Blues, and then the Blues finish up their season Sunday in Colorado. The Blues are a point in back of the Lance in that race for that second and final wild card spot in the West. Monday night, it was the Capitals over the Note 4-2. The Note not really into that one either. I'm not sure about that. Robert Griffin III goes to the Ravens, huh? Where's Johnny? Where's Capper? Poor Capper. Tiger Woods is not the favorite anymore for the Masters. That tees off tomorrow morning. Rory McIlroy is the guy. He's the betting favorite, so we'll see what happens there. Par 3 tournament was played today. It might just be wrapping up down there at Augusta G. That's all for fun. And nobody wants to win that because if you win, so far, whoever's won that Par 3 event, kind of a casual affair, has never won the Masters. So you don't really want to be victorious there. That is Scores and Stuff. It was brought to you by Isaac Auto Body, right here in Carlisle. Just a few steps away from us. See them. See Isaac Auto Body for 24-hour towing and collision repair. We're going to step into with Ashley Fleming and also Phil Warren. We'll throw the flash back at you, too. It's Talking Sports for a Wednesday night stick and stay. Farmers State Bank is dedicated to the communities they serve. They've been making home loans for over 100 years. They are and will continue to be a strong, steady, common-sense leader that's always focused on what's best for you and the community. And remember, Farmers State Bank has loan professionals standing by to assist you in making the right decision for your needs. That's Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. An equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 404955. Need insurance? Insurance you can really count on? If so, turn to Dan Imming at Imming Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Dan and his staff will provide you with the insurance coverage and service you deserve. Whether it's auto, home, life, health, or commercial, your choices aren't limited either. Imming Insurance Agency represents many outstanding companies, so get covered by the best. Call Imming Insurance Agency at 594-4536 or stop by 589 9th Street in Carlisle. Imming Insurance Agency, a proud supporter of Clinton County sports. If you're looking for Nissan quality, be sure to check out what Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan and Centralia has to offer. Munkin's has the entire field covered with a great lineup of Nissans, including Maximas, Altimas, and Sentras, SUVs and crossovers, and Titan and Frontier trucks. And you can relax when you shop Munkin's because you know you're getting the better deal every time, along with terrific service after the sale. For your Nissan, log on to Munkin1.com or better yet, visit Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in person, Route 161 West in Centralia.
When's the last time you had your eyes checked? Schedule an eye exam today at Breeze Family Vision Center or Lebanon Optometric Center. I'm Dr. Claire Thorpe-Klinsky, and if it's been more than a year, you might need a new prescription. If you use a computer regularly or are suffering from allergies, those both can be causes of eye strain or fatigue. Schedule a complete eye health exam today to find out if your eyes are healthy. We may be able to detect glaucoma and other eye diseases early. At Breeze Family Vision and Lebanon Optometric Center, we examine more than just your vision.
Scientists say the universe is random. Why should your radio station be any different?
You've got Max 96.7.
Welcome back, everybody. Rip here at the Carlisle Meat Market Studio. It's the Wednesday night edition. Saturday right now is, well, we're all empty, but we'll fill it up at some point. We're here every Saturday morning from 9 until 10 year-round. Wednesday's the same thing from 6 until 7, as tonight, for an example. And then Mondays through the school year. August, make that September through May. Monday and Wednesdays, of course, at 6 and 7. Later on, we'll dig into some professional baseball, independent league style, with Phil Warren from the Gateway Grizzlies. And soon enough here, we're going to trek on the Tucker Electric guest line for McHenry Bearcats softball coach Ashley Fleming. Ashley, are you there?
Yes, I am.
How you doing tonight?
Oh, pretty good. Trying to figure out the weather for this weekend.
Well, good luck with that. But give us what is it?
Yeah.
What are we looking at? Rain, snow, sun, what?
Snow and rain. So we're supposed to travel to William Jewell in Kansas City and then Truman State in Kirksville, and calling for snow on Friday and Sunday. So we're currently in the process of working on figuring out what days give us the best option to get the games in.
Yeah. This is never any fun, and it's a real headache for the ADs with the umpires and everything else too. So we've had a bunch of, but through that all, man, you've been really, really busy. I mean, despite this rotten wet weather, maybe a little more than usual, you knocked off another 6 games, for instance, a week ago.
Yeah, we've had a pretty solid season so far. I believe right now our record's about 24-9. Early on we just struggled to get games in with the weather. It's been a brutal spring when it comes to just rain and cold weather and everything. So we had a lot of changes to our preseason tournaments that kind of caused us to not get as many games in as what we were hoping for. But when we have gotten them in, we've overall played pretty solid and taken advantage of it. And we're about halfway through our conference schedule. So right now we're sitting in, I believe, 2 teams tied for first. So I guess that would put us in third, and looking to continue on in the direction we've been going.
Yep, 10-4 right now with Indianapolis and UIS in front of you. The 6 games you played last week, you collected 4 victories. Your only 2 losses was against Springfield, and they are, again, 10-2 with Indy. But what about those games? I mean, we're not talking about any blowouts or anything. They just measured up on you that day.
Yeah, Illinois Springfield, I mean, they're a tough team. We kind of battled some weather again that weekend, and it was supposed to be home games for us, but weather here just wasn't going to be good, and they actually had a little bit better weather. So we decided to jump on a bus and play at their place. And obviously, anytime you got to go play somebody at home as opposed to hosting them, that's a little bit of a disadvantage. But
sure.
Our games against them did our just kind of all areas of the game, pitching, hitting, defensively, we just weren't at our best. And I mean, when you're matching up with a team that's going to finish, towards the top of our conference, a lot of times, you're going to walk away with a couple of losses. But that'll happen. And I mean, you're not going to be at your best every day. And so we've really came back to practice this week, and with having, our games earlier because of Easter on Sunday, it's allowed us an extra day of practice, this week. So we've really hit it hard this week, kind of going back to the drawing boards and just different things that maybe we needed to focus and touch on a little bit more to get us a little bit sharper going into this weekend.
Incidentally, I don't want to, but on the weather front again, and that's a necessity. You have to move games once in a while because you got to get these babies in somewhere if possible. But I know I saw you play 1 game for sure of a doubleheader at Lewis University. That was a cold, clammy day, wasn't it? And I saw one other game online as well. Have you had a actual, really, really good day for softball?
Not very many.
I
think we've had we've played, I don't know exactly, but about 10 weekends, of our season so far, and I believe of those 10, we've had to make a schedule change to all but 2 or 3 of those weekends this whole season. So, and it's just just one of those things that, the uncertainty of it, our athletes are trying to get their, and, you got to change the day, and, you're traveling somewhere different days than what you're thinking. And, it just kind of wears you down, but, we're making the most of it. And, the fact of the matter is whatever we're going through, all the teams that are.
Exactly. Southern Illinois, it's the Midwest. It's all covered.
Yeah, that weather's happening everywhere. So, if I can say one thing, we've gotten good at playing in 30 and low 40-degree weather. So.
Yes. Well, yeah. 10-4 and 24-9 overall. You're doing okay. Now, and I want to get into this year's team, of course. Last season, 16-10, 32-21. You were fifth in the Great Lakes Valley Conference, which is very, very good. But how many players did you lose from that team through graduation or maybe a transfer or two, whatever the case may be?
I should know the exact number, but I don't. We had a big senior class. We had a big senior class last year. I believe we had our two of our starting outfielders, our starting center fielder, who was our leadoff hitter and had about 40 stolen bases. Starting first baseman for us, who was in the middle of our lineup. Like I said, one other outfielder that we actually had two that kind of rotated through. One of our starting pitchers. So, you're looking at about four starters for us from last year that were seniors and a couple just role players. So our lineup's completely different this year. This year we've got our third baseman, our first baseman. They've started every game for us as freshmen. And then on top of that, you got a couple more freshmen who, kind of rotate through at a couple outfield positions. You got two pitchers. Actually, our pitcher that has the best stats on the season, I believe, Miranda Gajewski. I think she's 14-2, I believe, on the season, somewhere in there. She's a freshman for us. So a lot of new faces, and, it's always a good thing when you've got, young kids in your lineup that shows, hopefully, that means, your future is very bright once they kind of get the hang of things and start settling in. And first couple weekends, they, come out and just pregame jitters and all that with it being their first time through. And a couple of them have really settled in since those first couple weekends and starting to play the ball that, we all know they're capable of.
Yeah, Miranda's done one heck of a job. 14-2. She's right at 100 innings, 15 starts for you. And so that is fantastic. She's doing a super job. And also, I know Macy Ingram, not as many chances on the mound innings-wise, but her ERA is at 0.72. Rather impressive as well. And a batting average against at 167.
Yeah, she's really taken on a different role than what she, in high school she was through all the innings for her team and travel ball and growing up, that's what she was used to. And she came in her freshman year. It just wasn't quite as good of a year as what she was hoping for and we were hoping for. And we've really found that she just naturally, the speed that she brings, along with her movement, she's really fit well into more of a closing role. So that's why you see her numbers of innings is a lot lower. But we're looking for her to come in when, she's hardly ever taken the mound when we're up by, more than one or two runs. So every single time she's got the ball in her hand, you're looking at a one-run ball game. And she's coming in and we're expecting her to close it out and get us out of a little crunch. So she's done an amazing job of that. She's really bought into what her role is.
Good.
That's just a role that a lot of teams don't have, that, we're sitting there and our starter or relief pitchers on the mound and, we know if things start to go south, at the very end, we've got an arm that's sitting on the bench ready to go at any given moment. So
well, when Miranda and Macy are really on their game, that's a pretty lethal combination. And Macy she's got 5 saves now in the year, and so all is well there. But the regular lineup, you do have some depth there. And Rebecca Frankie, an incredible campaign going for her.
Yeah, she's really came out in her senior season, and she's been a very solid catcher for us. Since I've been here and taken over the program, and we've never had to question what she brings leadership-wise, communication, and just very solid behind the plate. And I mean, she hit fine for us last year, but she's really broken out this year, and you can just tell one of those kids that not doing anything drastically different, but she came out on fire the first couple weekends, and you just see that confidence really start to rise, and she's really carried it through the whole season. And one of those that she's feeling it, when she steps in the box, you can just tell, so you don't say much to her and just let her ride it out the rest of the season. So.
And Miranda, she can also put the bat on ball. And then I suppose Brooke is her senior sister. Is that correct? What power stats she has?
Yes, that's correct. Yep, Miranda and Brooke are sisters. And, Brooke's had another solid year. She's more consistent. Really, last year she's always had the power numbers, but kind of one of those situations where when it's a bigger situation, she tends to put more pressure on herself. And this year we've really talked to her, we don't need a home run every time it's a runner on second and third, in 1 out or whatever the situation might be. And really talked to her about just that consistency. And she's done that a lot better this year, something we can count on. And, Miranda, we knew she's just an athlete. She's one of those kids, the ball's hit back at her at the mound, and she's making a play that most pitchers aren't. When she's not pitching, she's in the outfield for us. She's in the lineup every game. She's brought a very solid bat to the middle of our lineup.
Yeah, 8 homers and 30 RBIs for Brooke. 2 other players have 5 dingers. So, but that's the thing, Ashley. Of course, you've been around for a long time in softball now, through college at Mizzou, and here now as a coach for a while. But you have to be finely tuned in this conference to compete and win in the Great Lakes, don't you? And who's the biggest challengers? Will it remain Indiana, Illinois, Springfield, or are there several who could really can compete for that top spot once we get deeper into the season yet?
Yeah, I think we still got this weekend's a tough weekend. We got William Jewell and Truman. Truman's always tough for us. They seem to have a little bit down start to the season. Which they're still about 5-6 games above 500, but that doesn't really indicate what I know they're capable of. So we got them this weekend. Southern Indies coming up. We closed out our regular season with them. Rockhurst, they actually won the regular season last year. New coaching staff for them. So kind of curious to see what they look like. But our conference is one of those. It doesn't matter who you're playing. Teams are beating each other up, and that's why I try to tell our girls you can't focus on who you're playing, because at an even moment, if you don't come with your best, you got a chance to not win the ball game. So as long as we come and pitchers are on for the day, and we're taking good aggressive cuts at the plate, if we take care of what we can control, we're going to walk away with the result in our favor more often than not.
15 teams in the GLVC and only 5 are under 500, so it's pretty even, as a matter of fact there. So yeah, a lot of games ahead, of course, and you're healthy. All that's good, Ashley?
Yeah. I mean, everything's
great.
Everything's going good. It was pretty exciting for us last week. The national rankings came out, and we were nationally ranked 25 for the first time in program history.
Well,
so
congratulations.
That was pretty exciting. Yeah, that was pretty exciting. We losing both games to Illinois Springfield. We dropped back out of it. So it's just all based on votes and how you do from week to week. So not in it this week, but obviously staff and stuff's not what we're looking at. We just want to play pretty good, but when little things like that happen, it's pretty neat to kind of look back and see where the program was at, just a short 2 seasons ago. And kids that, were on the team whenever we got here, and then obviously our recruits that we're bringing in, we've really talked to them about buying into our system and all the things that, we talked about from day one. So when little things like that happen, and obviously that's not a little thing, that's a pretty big thing, but when those things happen, it's really for the student athletes. They kind of get those little glimpses and reminders of, why they worked as hard as what they did and continue to on day one, where it was pretty hard. And you don't see that light down the tunnel for a while when the program was at such a low level just 2 years ago. So getting to those kind of peaks of what we know we're capable of, it's a pretty cool thing to be a part of. So
yeah, that's great. And so this is your 3rd year as head coach?
Yes. Yep. This is my third season.
Third season after a remarkable career at Mizzou. And just real quick, do you keep tabs of the Tigers at all? I know you get your hands full at McKendree alone, but.
Oh yeah, I do. Actually, my sister just graduated there. She was a senior last year,
okay.
So the last 4 years I obviously followed them and tried to get to games whenever I could. And she's graduated now. She's actually on our staff as our grad assistant, so she's my second assistant coach and helping out. But I definitely keep eyes on it and see how things going. And it kind of appears to be a rebuilding year with everything that unfortunately happened with the program last year and this season. But Columbia is an amazing college town, and Mizzou's a great school. I never would have traded playing there or changed it, and I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to get a staff in there that's going to be able to take the program back to where we were just a few short years ago.
Well, thanks for coming aboard tonight, Ashley. I'm sure we'll sneak back to you another time this year, all right, and gather a bunch of wins, as many as possible in the weeks to come.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks for having me.
See ya. Ashley Fleming of the McKendree Softball Bearcats. We got to turn the corner, and then we'll zip back with a flashback. Later on, it's Phil Warren of Grizzlies fame.
Insuring your home and auto with Pekin Insurance equals a sizable discount. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department may save you as much as 30% on homeowners premiums and up to 15% on auto premiums if you insure both with Pekin Insurance. Call Farmers State Bank Insurance Department at 495-2965 for details about multi-policy discounts and learn what beyond the expected coverage and savings are all about.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal government agency, not guaranteed by the bank, may go down in value.
Seaver Brothers has what you're looking for. Take a spin with Seaver Brothers and drive home in your new or pre-owned Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge truck today. Let Seaver Brothers give you the car buying experience that no other dealership can offer. Seaver Brothers stands behind their products and also has an outstanding service department with qualified technicians to keep your vehicles running strong. Stop by Seaver Brothers, 811 Washington Street in Carlisle, or call 594-2624 for your next Seaver Brothers sales associate.
Don't miss out on Thursday evening, April 12th at 7 p.m. It's the Messenger Night at the historic Avon Theater. Clinton County Showcase presents Church Basement Ladies. This fundraising event for the Messenger will be an evening of fun and laughter. The musical is a celebration of the church basement kitchen and the women who work there. From the elderly matriarch of the kitchen to the young bride-to-be learning the proper order of things. You will see the ladies handle multiple events, share and debate recipes, instruct the young, and keep the pastor on course. Now is your chance to see it and help the Messenger newspaper spread the good news of the Diocese of Belleville. To reserve your seat for Thursday, April 12th, call the Messenger at 618-233-8670. Tickets will also be available at the door. Doors open at 6 p.m. The play starts at 7 p.m. This fundraising event has been sponsored by Steve Klosterman, State Farm Agent. Come help support the Messenger and the Clinton County Showcase. See you there.
What were we thinking when we designed the station? I'll tell you. We were thinking it takes all sorts to make a world.
Max 96.7.
Hello again, everybody. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio for a Wednesday night where the time is 6:34, and that time drop shows up courtesy of Breeze Furniture, Jan's Uniforms. Off we go for the flashback.
It's Flashback.
Get ready to flash back with the Easy In Travel Sports Flashback. Escape to paradise with Easy In Travel and Breeze. Call 526-2201.
This is from April 2nd. Yes, Monday night is an extended flashback with former Illini basketball standout Tom Michael. He frames the eventual champs, those Villanova Wildcats. The Wildcats, they were rather impressive.
Wow. If I think that was the expression that Bill Self had on the sideline.
What could he do?
In the first half, the way Villanova was shooting the basketball, and they sure are fun to watch, and the way they space the floor and really share it and unselfish. They're certainly fun to watch.
They canned 18 trays on the night, 13 I guess it was by halftime, and used to pound a lot of those three balls home, but this was just this was just not, well, it was 22-4, wasn't it? And that proved to be the game. I mean, they played basically even the rest of the way, but it was too late.
Well, and the thing that was impressive is one, to be able to shoot it like that.
Yes,
in that environment. In a Saturday Final Four game, typically you don't see the ball shot that well. But the other impressive piece is that they were getting a lot of open looks.
Oh yeah.
When we were watching it, I made the comment that when you watch Kansas on the offensive end, everything the court really looked small because they didn't have good spacing and they were really congested. And then when Villanova in the first half, when they had it down on the offensive end, it looked like the floor was twice as big because they had such good spacing and they could maneuver and drive and kick. And Jay Wright obviously does an unbelievable job there coaching that group, and he's got a group of guys that no one and dones on that team, and really he's built that program, and really fun to watch. And
the Wolverines, they had to, or they felt they had to. Of course, they tried to match three. A lot of times they'd make twos, and then Villanova would make a three, but they tried to match 3 for 3 for a time, and I don't think that's exactly their makeup. I mean, the Kansas Jayhawks. So, but it's Villanova's. They're back at it, second time in 3 years.
Yeah, and I think what's really going to be interesting tonight is it's really difficult to shoot the basketball that well. And I think Jay Wright even mentioned that in his halftime brief interview that, hey, we know we're not going to continue to shoot it this well. I think the game against Texas Tech, I'm not sure if this is the exact number, but I think they were like 4 for 24 from three, and so what's going to be interesting is if they don't shoot it that great, they're going to keep shooting threes. But if they don't shoot it great, they're obviously good enough to grind it out and still win. But will Michigan be able to take advantage of it if they don't shoot it well? So it'll be fun to watch tonight.
Companies are hiring again. That's good news. Bad news, you don't have the skills they're looking for. Kaskaskia College can fix that. KC's welding technology program can set you up with the skills industries are looking for. More good news, classes are available at KC's Trenton Center or Crisp Technology Center. Call Sean Morris at 545-3406. The demand is there, the pay is there. Where are you? Kaskaskia College, your future starts here. Southern Bus and Mobility is your Brawnability dealer in Breeze. Brawnability features the broadest lineup of wheelchair-accessible vehicles with more brands, entry types, features, and price points than any other manufacturer in the industry. See for yourself at Southern Bus and Mobility why a new or certified pre-owned wheelchair-accessible Brawnability vehicle is the only way to go. Call 526-4131 or stop by just east of Breeze on Old Route 50.
When it comes to life's little ailments and accidents, come on in to the nearest SSM Health Express Clinic. Just walk right into one of our convenient locations and get quick, quality medical care for non-life-threatening illnesses and injuries, including colds, flu, allergies, ear infections, rashes, sprains, plus minor cuts and burns. We also administer flu shots, screenings, and sports and workplace physicals. There are 2 SSM Health Express clinics in Southern Illinois, one in Centralia and one in Mount Vernon. Lab and x-ray services are available. Most insurance plans are accepted, and there's no appointment needed. To check in online or hold your spot at either location, visit ssmhealth.com/now.
Remember what it was like to expect the unexpected?
I never realized it was so complex.
Guess what? The feeling's back.
You're on Max.
This is Rip, still hold up in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio on this Wednesday night. If you're thinking about an automobile, pre-owned car, truck, or SUV at the right price, all important, you might want to check out Dine Chevrolet in Trenton. All pre-owned vehicles pass a thorough inspection, and most come with Dine's exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty at no cost to you. Check out Dine Chevrolet and contact, it's a friendly, no-pressure staff, which includes Dwayne, Nikki, Dave, and Nathan. Call 224-9200, 224-9200, or drive on over or lop on to DianeChevrolet.com. All of that stuff. Diane Chevrolet in Trenton. Phil is next.
Planning a remodel or building a new home? Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton can get you started. Ideal Home Solutions has quartz, granite, solid surface, and laminate, with granite starting at just $49 per square foot. Ideal Home Solutions proudly sells Haas cabinets and specializes in custom showers, any size to fit your space. From tubs, whirlpools, vanity tops, windowsills, you're covered. Schedule a free in-home estimate today, 224-2500, or see their showroom at 102 West Broadway in Trenton.
McKendree University is a great place to continue your sports career. It's also a great place to continue your education. McKendree offers a wide range of degrees, including master's degrees in business, nursing, education, and professional counseling. If you'd like, you can access McKendree's quality education through the flexibility of online degrees. To learn more about McKendree, log on to McKendreeOnline.com or call 1-800-BEARCAT. McKendree University is ready when you are.
This broadcast is a presentation of Wcxo Sports. Wcxo Sports is brought to you by the Benoff Insurance Agency in Breeze and Trenton, Breeze Dental Care, K&J Chevrolet, Reverman Chiropractic and Spinal Rehabilitation and Breeze Motor Sales, Southern Bus and Mobility, Kaskaskia College, the First National Bank of Carlisle, Reekman Brothers John Deere, St. Joseph Hospital Breeze, Med Plus Physical Medicine and Brett's Wildlife Lodge, State Farm Insurance Agent Steve Klosterman and Hardy's locations in Breeze and Carlisle, Breeze Family Vision, Tempo Bank, Country Financial representatives Keith Wilkin and Teresa Richards, and Area CC Food Marts. WCXO Sports since 1999. The sports voice of the Carlisle Indians, the Central Cougars, the Mater Dei Knights, the Westland Warriors, and now the Christ Our Rock Silver Stallions.
Do you mind if I turn on the radio?
The music is great and it doesn't cost anything.
It's Max 96.7.
Welcome back for another important block rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio. Not too long ago, we hooked up on the Tucker Electric guest line with Ashley Fleming, and now we trip on the Tucker Electric guest line another time this way for Gateway Grizzlies manager. We need some baseball talk on the pro side. Here's Phil Warren. Phil, welcome back to Talkin' Sports.
Good to be here, Rhett. Thanks for having me.
And you're only about a month or so out before your season is set to begin. But before we dive into that, the 2018 campaign, we've got to start with words on a former pupil, Aveston's Trevor Richards. How cool is this?
Yeah, man, it's awesome for a ton of different reasons. But last 2 weeks have been pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was. I only got to catch a little bit of it Monday night, and then I actually rolled through quite a few of the highlights. But the first 3 innings, he did incredibly well, and he couldn't have went up against a much tougher test than the Boston Red Sox, right?
Yeah, there you go. I mean, go get him, buddy. Go get him. I'm so proud of him. He did great.
He fanned 5, as it turned out. You know, they touched him some in the 4th and 5th. All in all, it was quite a major league debut, and it happened kind of suddenly. I mean, he probably had a pretty good chance of coming out on that 40-man, on the original roster, but he wasn't on the 40-man. That slowed things down a bit until, I guess, an injury flared up that got him his chance.
Yeah, exactly. You know how that works. Opportunity comes in all shapes and forms, and right place, right time, all that good stuff. But there was a couple Rule 5 guys with him in spring training, which made it tough on the Marlins, too. Hey, he did his job. He made it hard on him. His last start there was against the national, Washington Nationals. So did a great job.
0.75 ERA during that exhibition flow. And the last I saw this afternoon, now he's supposed to get the nod Sunday at Philadelphia. Does that sound right to you? That could change any time, I know, but
yeah, good. But
it looks good
for him. That's a good start on staying up there. So I think he'll be better next time out. You know, there were some nerves. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
So I'm just proud of Trev, and he's such a competitor and such a good boy, good guy. I mean, he's gonna be good for the Marlins.
But overall, he really did look poised and calm. I mean, you got to have that, though, don't you? That's why a lot of these guys do make it and others don't. I mean, they don't get rattled.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big deal. You're right. That's a big deal. I mean, Travis, he's always been that way, and if you see him get unraveled, it's not because of who he's playing. It's usually against himself and you know, him, just his competitive nature. So he really does know how to handle himself well.
But that is one of the side shoots of being a manager of an independent league team like you are at the Grizzlies. In your case, in the Frontier League, you want, you hate to lose guys, but you want your players to get that opportunity in affiliated ball, and you've had a number of them through the years.
No doubt. I mean, last year alone, you know, between the off season and opening day, we had 7 guys. Or by the end of the season, I'm sorry, the off season and the end of last season, we had 7 guys get their chance in affiliated ball from our club.
Wow.
So, you know, when we last spoke about Trevor Richards, it was, man, what are you going to do with the rotation now that he's gone? And, you know, it cost you wins and all that good stuff. But this, you know, when this happens, that's what it's all about. You know, you try and pick up the pieces as a manager in a club and go on and keep competing. But you know, I'll give up wins every day to see stuff like this happen, obviously.
Well, I tell you, as they certainly get their guidance through you and your coaching staff, whoever might be on that staff through the years, and that's what you need. But they're getting a lot of proper tutoring. They're that for that jump into affiliated ball, Class A, Double A, wherever it takes them.
Sure, I appreciate that. We give them everything we got, that's for sure.
Incidentally, Phil, who's on that coaching staff? Has everybody returned, Obi and company? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
No changes there. No, we're Obi and Coach Barrett, they're back this year, so get another run at it with us the three Musketeers in Gateway, and see what happens.
Richard Barrett, right? He'll be the pitching coach, and then Ken Oberfell.
Yep.
On the hitting side. And I know we always have you on 3-4 times, and I told you before, but Obi was a wonderful guest last year, and hopefully we'll get him. We'll punch him up another time there. But yeah, the players, you need those on the cusp, and hopefully they'll go far. But you want them as long as you can have them over at Gateway and Saw J, and you need quality to compete in this league on that roster, right? And it's starting to take shape, or mostly has it taken shape? You're 20. Is it 24, man?
Yeah, it's 24. We're kind of extended for spring training. We're out to around 36 for spring training. So we're in that 32, 33 ballpark now. So we're getting close to shutting the door on adding pieces for camp.
And when does you're not rolling yet, are you, with spring training?
No. Spring training will start April. Well, the last Thursday in April, I believe that's the 26th.
Oh, actually, okay, all right,
yeah,
all righty. And I know there's man, you've got a few key guys missing from a year ago, don't you? 2 or 3 All-Stars.
Oh, yeah, 2 or 3 All-Stars. Our whole starting rotation.
The whole rotation.
I shouldn't say that. Alec Casino's back, but he joined us late. You know, most notably out of the rotation is Vince Molesky. You know, he's gone, and Will Landschaft, he was a late before the transaction deadline. We made a trade with Landschaft, so he's up in Chicago now in the Wind City team. Yeah, a lot of fresh faces, a lot of fresh talent. Our core coming back's really in the outfield again with Blake and Cody, Matt Hearn, Terry McClure, those guys. You know, so that's where our core really is this year. We've got a few arms, Elwood and you know, that the fans will recognize right away. Elwood and Casino, those will be the main 2 that most people are recognized right now. But we got some really good talent coming in.
Good.
I'm excited about it. You know, usually I'm excited, but a little more excited than usual right now.
Really?
About what I know we have.
Even more pumped. But yeah, Molesky and Javon West, who seems like, to me, he was there forever.
Yep.
Watched Blake Brown, what a hitter he was and stuff. So, but you're going to have the it sounds as if you're looking forward to plugging the holes with the necessary pieces. So.
Yeah, new blood's good. I mean, it's nothing against the guys, but we've had some guys that were, like you said, here 3, 4, 5 years, giving guys fresh opportunity. Not that those guys didn't do good or anything like that, but there's a new hunger. You know, there's something fun about rookies that are getting their first shot and the energy they bring, whether it's guided or misguided. It's our job to help them keep it in line, and it's all fun stuff. It's part of it, but I'm excited about the new look, the new faces, the new energy this year.
Now you've got you do have an open tryout ahead, don't you, Phil? Before the season, and maybe one or two as the campaign goes along, because you're always gaining players, losing players. The college kids come in, whatever.
Oh yeah, the database, the Rolodex, whatever you call it, you got to keep it going, and then then you got the prospective player folder, we call it, for when guys do get picked up or signed, or just some guys don't cut it and we got to go look for someone else. So yeah, we April 17th we have a tryout.
17th.
Yeah, and then the Frontier League tryouts that last Monday, Tuesday in April before we start up spring training. So I'll grab a few guys out of that too.
Okay, so the league wide, and where will that be at? The league wide.
This year's in Florence, Kentucky.
Okay, so there are a couple of opportunities, and we always talk about, and you've had them, and so has River City from the Clinton County, our area before, obviously, and hopefully enough guys from around here are aware of that, man. Take a shot. Who knows? You might be the next Trevor Richards. It happens.
It does. I mean, we lost out last year. Kane Sweeney, he's from our area. You know Kane's name. And,
yep.
And he ended up in one of the furthest teams away from us in our league, up in Washington, Pennsylvania. He's retired, but it is. This league's good for these guys, and like you said, anytime we can tailor to our homegrown talent, we like to do that.
The Washington Wild Things. So now, how many? You'll play a few exhibition games, right?
Yeah. We'll have at a minimum 4 in there, built in there. Two against the Miners down in Marion there, and 2 out west there with River City.
Those are some nice close rivals there in River City and the Miners. And let's see, Mike Pinto, he's still down there again, isn't he, in Marion?
Yeah, the Don, right? The Don, he's still down there.
The Don.
Yeah, he's down there already.
I think that from the 2 or 3 times I've had him on in the Chicago, I think that fits him well, probably. Yeah, and you're.
Yeah, a little self-proclaimed, but hey, he's from Chicago. He walks the walk. It's all good.
He is a motivational speaker too, and he is good at that, I'm sure, isn't he? Because you can tell on radio where he's got that. Some of that gift that very few can muster. I mean,
he's got it.
The Don.
He's got it.
And then, Phil, the first official pitches thrown Friday, May 11th. I think you open at home in the Frontier League against Schaumburg.
Yes, sir, we do. Defending champs. So that'll be fun.
They did, and I forgot who won it last year. So Schaumburg won.
Yep, Schaumburg. Either 2 years in a row now, or 2 of the last 3 years they've won it. Actually, 2 out of the last 3. So they went. They won it, and then they went to last place, I think, or really close to last, and then they won it last year. It tells you how crazy this league can be.
I was going to say that it's probably tougher to win 2 championships in a row, or 2 out of 3, 2 out of 5, whatever, in an independent league of any, the Frontier or whatever, than it would be in the bigs, because all that turnover within the season. I mean, you're retooling all the time.
Right, and it can be good, it can be bad. You don't hear there's no rebuilding plan like all that stuff we hear in the big leagues, or even NHL or NFL. There's no rebuilding here.
No rebuilding, no tanking. It's week to week sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, that keeps you hopping, Phil. But Phil Warren is with us from the Gateway Grizzlies. He's their skipper for, I think this may be, what is this, 12 years for you? Am I close?
Yeah, 12 or 13. We're in there, yeah.
My goodness, and obviously you want to carry them from last season when it was a down year. You want to post some streaks and hopefully get into playoffs and claim a championship. Get back to those good old days again.
Yes, sir. That's why we're here. That's what we do this for. No doubt about it.
Yeah, and the league itself. Are all the teams back, Phil? Everybody back? 2 divisions set up again, or?
Yeah, everyone you saw last year, they're back. Everything's the same. So it's going to be good. I don't think. I think there was one managerial shift. Brooks Gary's up in the Can-Am League now. He left the normal Corn Belters. Other than that, pretty much the same as last year. Yeah.
My goodness, that's great. That's real stability. I'm sure the league office loves that.
Yeah, don't see that very often. At least with maybe some movement with the coaching staffs and stuff. But no, it's been good. That's a good sign.
4 teams to the playoffs, the division champs,
yep,
and
4 teams.
Okay, And then were the wild card the best two in the league?
Yep.
Or okay.
Yep, two.
I know that flips once in a
card.
while, but is that what you like the best,
sometimes.
Phil?
I think being just 4 teams, I think that's fair. I think that's, to me, that's guaranteeing 2 teams out of each division. That doesn't do anything for me, given the nature of. I mean, you know where I'm going.
Exactly.
Somebody with 40 wins gets in when a team in another division has 55. I mean, that's not fair in my opinion. So I like where it's at
I do
with
too.
only the 4.
I do as well. A few more minutes here with Phil of the Gateway Grizzlies on Talkin' Sports. And again, we want to get more fans over there all the time. It is quality baseball, and it's also at a very affordable entry fee too. You can get treated right when you go there by yourself, with your family, the kids, whatever.
Yeah, you can't go wrong there. If you have a bad time, I venture to say it was your own fault.
Exactly.
It's really, really good for the kids. I mean, it's a personal experience. I love Cardinal baseball, but as a kid, you can get closer to the players, and you got the playground. It's just a more personal atmosphere. That's what it was designed to be. So it's a little different. Kids can get autographs no matter what. Just really cool for families.
Yeah, they've done a tremendous job, not only at GCS, I believe it is GCS Credit Union Ballpark now, but I'm sure throughout the league. I've only been up to Normal. Yep. Maybe I'm not sure if I was another park at all, but I believe they all fly under the same pattern, and it's good stuff. And now this year, I see the other day and this was before he made this show. I think there's a Trevor Richards bobblehead coming out, isn't there?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we started. Yeah, he was moving through the system so quick, And
I got your siren.
You're right.
Yeah.
What do we got to lose here? So there'll be. I talked to him the other day. He called when he got the news. We were shooting the breeze a little bit, and he's like, "Man, one of the things of all the things he talked about, he's like, hey, you got to get me some of those bobbleheads." I'm like, man, you could be talking about anything right now, but you want. So that was pretty cool. So
I think that's the thing. He's so calm and cool and collected. I mean, I didn't talk to him. I just sent him a text or two. But even through that, you can kind of tell, like, man, he's not phased at all.
No. So that's funny. So, yeah, that'll be a good night. It'll be a good way. There was a couple. I know he had some friends and families down in Miami for the game. Coach Nasby from Drury was down there.
Right.
A lot of us went out to Shooters there in O'Fallon to watch the game and gather a little bit. So this would be another way to for everyone from Aviston and then our fan base to get together and kind of celebrate again his success.
And again, the games are great and everything surrounding the games. And you've also, the best thing fans can do, prospective fans can do is go to the Grizzlies website. But man, you've got celebrities coming in. You've had everybody from Canseco to Pete Rose to Willie McGee. Wrestlers, I think maybe Miss USA or something, but it's all very interesting. Yeah. It's unique.
I know it. It's you never know who's going to be there. So definitely check the promotions calendar.
A couple things before we depart here, Phil. What's up with Mike Brayman? What's he up to these days?
He'll get mad at me, but probably about 270 pounds. I'd say that's about where he's at.
Oh, okay.
No, he's doing fine. He's still down there with us at the baseball academy, and
he is still hooked. Okay.
Yeah, so he's still there. He's doing that full time, and him and the kids, we see them all the time. Work with him and keep the youth baseball learning in our area. So he's doing good down there.
And that former pitching coach Randy Martz, he's still over at Lewis and Clark, correct?
Yeah, he's still got a couple years left. I'm not sure what he's going to do. I was with him Monday to watch Trevor pitch up there in O'Fallon, so he's doing good, and they're winning a few more games this year. Got a better offense this year, it sounds like, up there, but he's doing fine, and I still get to see him a few times over the summer too.
You've had some good crews over the years, and Mike Broviak from Nashville and stuff, so a lot of good teachers.
Yep. No doubt about it. That's what it takes.
Yeah. All right. Well, Phil, thanks for the early get-together. We try and do it around now every year, and then, of course, throughout the season, we'll be back to you and say hello to Obi for us, and we'll see you at the ballpark, and definitely talk on the airwaves later on.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, Rip.
All right, thanks. Phil Warren of the Gateway Grizzlies. Good manager. Really good guy. Get over to GCS Credit Union Ballpark and check out the action this summer. At middle of May or so, it kicks in. Yeah, okay. Thanks to Phil. Also to Ashley. We'll be back Saturday morning with someones, as a matter of fact. This is Talking Sports, Real Sports Talk on Max 96.7 WCXO.
Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7 was powered by Hoffman Supermarket, the only choice for quality meats and friendly service. Talkin' Sports was brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College, the future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City and Hoyleton. Diane Chevrolet in Trenton. McKendree University in Lebanon. Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department in Hoffman. Seaver Brothers in Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Thank you for joining us for this WCXO sports presentation of Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7.